as much as it looks very easy for the opposition people to come together and probably take William Ruto home, it's also an uphill task on their side to decide who is going to be the presidential candidate and of course the running mate. However, there's one thing here that I want to tell the people, more especially those who want William Ruto to go home. We cannot think of taking William Ruto home without having the Mount Kenya region in the picture. Either we are taking Dr. Fred Matiang'i as a presidential candidate or Kalonzo Musyoka. Either of them still requires a Mount Kenya running mate, or if they are not going for the presidency as the presidential running mates or flag bearers, we need to have at least a flag bearer from the Mount Kenya region. On this video here, I want to take you through on the process as to why we need Mount Kenya in the picture, whether we like it or not. But before I take you through, please, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, kindly make sure that you subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. Let me give you 2 seconds to subscribe before I proceed. Thank you for subscribing. On my comment section, I've seen people talk about Dr. Fred Matiang'i and Kalonzo as the flag bearers. I have also actually done a video to show you. There's one of the viewers here, my viewers here, who literally told me to do a video on if Matiang'i and Kalonzo combined versus Raila Amolo Odinga independent and William Ruto independent, who will win the presidency. And it was very clear that Matiang'i and Kalonzo Musyoka are the best in that kind of a 3-horse race. And I saw in the comment section people really supporting it. But I want to caution people on this channel here today that we can have Matiang'i and Kalonzo, but the fact is we must consider Mount Kenya region in all ways. We must consider. We cannot have a presidential candidate who is not from Mount Kenya and as well a running mate not from Mount Kenya, then expect to smoothly take William Ruto home. Almost impossible. Almost impossible. Now, therefore, I want to declare it here officially that we need Mount Kenya in the picture. And why do we need Mount Kenya in the picture? First of all, watch this.
Watu ya milima, you must have a presidential candidate. Hata kama ni mtu hana macho, hata kama ni mtu hana mkono, kwa sababu hamuna presidential candidate. Lakini kuambiwa mkue pamoja, mkue chama moja, mutapelekwa kwa organization nyingine ama kwa coalition nyingine, let me tell you, after that coalition, you will not be able to benefit or secure yourself, kusecure mashamba yanyu, kusecure protection ya wafanyikazi ya civil servant wale mko na, it will be a big problem.
Now, if you can hear that critically, that's a language that is used by people who intend to divide Mount Kenya. No matter how much it might seem or be real that this is William Ruto working out to divide Mount Kenya, the fact is this gentleman is saying some truth that can be used against the Mount Kenya people in 2027. Against the opposition, actually, not even the Mount Kenya, against the opposition. Why? The reason why I'm saying that's because if you check in 2002, we had a presidential candidate who was a Kikuyu, and Moi actually went home. And he went home overwhelmingly. In 2007, we had a Kikuyu as the president, and that is how the presidency was maintained on Kibaki's side. In 2013, we had a Kikuyu presidential candidate. In 2017, we had a Kikuyu as a presidential candidate. In 2022, we had a Kikuyu as a running mate. And in all these occasions, the side with Kikuyus have always won. This is not because other tribes are not interested in leadership. No, it's because the leadership of the country is won in Mount Kenya. So far, there's no other formula, Raila Amolo Odinga has tried, has mobilized, but it is always won in Mount Kenya. That is why even Raila Amolo Odinga himself, when he was going for the presidency, he had to go for a running mate from Mount Kenya region, simply because he knows the matrices in Mount Kenya. So therefore, in 2027, there is no magic. There's no magic that we need Mount Kenya in the picture. And why do we need Mount Kenya? First, being a constant factor in 2002, meaning it should also be another factor to consider in 2027. The way I've just given you the chronological acquaintance of the chronological of events in terms of how leadership was acquired ever since 2002. The second thing, it is the numbers. If you consider critically here, apart from the youth of this country who might act independent and vote and change the dynamics in the Kenyan politics, the other group to consider are the Kikuyus, because of their solidarity, because of the unity, because of their numbers, because of their mobilization, because of their spirit to vote, because of their determination to take William Ruto home. As I speak today, there is no region that is much more determined to take William Ruto home like Mount Kenya. Then how can we exclude them in the presidency? No way. We must have a running mate or even a presidential candidate from that region for us to be sure that we are taking this William Ruto home. The only thing is to get a good leader from that region. Also, the youths are promising, but so far their unity has declined. The language that was there has gone down slightly. Therefore, checking if people are going to vote with the same parameters that were used in 2022, then in 2027, the only hope for this country is Mount Kenya. Because these people have huge numbers and they have already declined that they don't want President William Ruto in their side. And therefore, it's ideal we consider that factor and keep the fire burning within the Mount Kenya region to take William Ruto home. This is not a matter of Mount Kenya saying that we need it. It's a matter of other tribes, other people from other regions saying that produce a candidate, because we know the type of spirit that you have when it comes to voting. We have also to admit that other regions in the country have been successfully divided. Look at Western Kenya, Will Ruto has divided. Gusii region, Matiang'i is there, but still this division that has just started in relation to Simba Arati and Osoro. And now, if you look at the coast, Raila Amolo Odinga has the kingpins there. Masai, it's already divided. Luo Nyanza, it's divided. Therefore, the only solid place we have, it is the Mount Kenya, which is yet to register division. And we have to utilize that solid block to take President William Ruto home. So if you check the strengths of other communities, you realize that as per now, none of these communities are united strongly behind their candidate except Mount Kenya. So that poses a challenge to the rest of the communities. Though we have the Kamba region, but numbers is also an issue. Also, I have to say here, even William Ruto knows his nightmare is in Mount Kenya. He knows that he won because of Mount Kenya, and he knows that he will lose because of Mount Kenya. So if he knows the weakness, if he knows the people can bring him down, the opposition's strength, we have to strengthen that opposition further. We need not to give room for the people in government to divide Mount Kenya in any way. And the only way we can have Mount Kenya voting as a solid block, it is by giving them a motivation, which is having a person from Mount Kenya at the presidency. A party alone is not enough. Mobilization alone is not enough. You need someone at the ballot to take these people to the ballot to go and vote. That's the only sure way we can take President William Ruto home. And therefore, I want to conclude by saying, if we have Matiang'i as a running mate, if we have Matiang'i as a running mate, the presidential candidate must come from either Mount Kenya. Actually, from Mount Kenya. If we have Kalonzo Musyoka as a running mate, we must have a presidential candidate from Mount Kenya. If we have Natembeya as a running mate, we must have a presidential candidate from Mount Kenya. If we have any of these three as presidential candidates, the running mate must come from the Mount Kenya region. As simple as that. So if Kalonzo is the presidential candidate, a running mate comes from Mount Kenya, Matiang'i to take it over as a prime minister or a prime cabinet secretary. If you have Matiang'i as the presidential candidate, a running mate from Mount Kenya, then we have Kalonzo Musyoka as the prime secretary. If we have Kalonzo Musyoka being the deputy, the other way around. That is how it has to be. That is how it has to be. I don't know what's your take, but please on the comment section, let me see what is your opinion, or maybe the plan that you think best can be able to take President William Ruto home. See you next time for more videos.